1, 2. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Is this a bilingual show? Français, anglais, English, French? English is fine? Yes? Okay. Good evening. My name is Lydia Etok. I'm originally from Segalowitz. That's in northern Quebec, Angava Bay, northeast of Tundras, if you've heard of Tundras. But I've lived in Montreal for over 20 years now, but I go back home every once in a while.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening. My name is Nina Segalowitz. I'm originally from Fort Smith, Northwest Territories. I was part of the 60 Scoop survivors, so I landed right here in Montreal, and I've been throat singing for, 20, 25 years or so, and we're very honored to be part of this show tonight, and it was wonderful to meet Andy and to hear about his life in Norway and his travels, so we're very honored to be part of this show.
Thank you for the invite. Okay, it's a test every time we get together. See who performs the longest. That was nice. So I don't know if you have ever heard of Inuit throat singing. It's a game between two ladies facing off each other. The goal of the game is to throat sing as long as possible. The first one who stops or starts laughing loses the game. So I think I did pretty good tonight.
Yeah. It's like inner Pilates, but, I'm wondering, I forgot to ask for water. Can we get a glass of water or two? Yes. Thank you.
Okay, the song we just did is called The Wind. The songs that we do are part of a repertoire. These are old songs that were done long time ago up to now. We don't change any songs. The only songs we are able to change by making different sounds are it's the competition, basically. Okay, next one. Anna-Wik? Yep. No, the river.
One. So throat singing was actually almost lost because, thank you. So when the missionaries and the Anglican priests came up north, part of their program to make us more like Canadians was to forbid us to be who we were. And for us Inuit women, that was part of it. Throat singing was a big part. So we would put our babies to sleep, we would pass time, we would compete against each other. But they thought of it as part of the devil because they didn't understand it. So it went underground. And recently more and more young ladies and young women are learning how to do it. So we're very proud to be performing for you tonight.
I choked. It's very dry. I don't know if like the majority of the songs we do are they represent the nature that surrounds us, the wind that we did in the beginning, the river, the second song. But this one we just did is what you would hear if you were like, imagine yourself being in an igloo or in a tent, you're outside and you can hear just about everything around you. Imagine yourself being in a tent or in an igloo. It's winter. And there's a guy working outside on his sleds. Now, listening to the song we just did, what do you think that would be? What would the guy be doing if he was working on his sleds? Now try to imagine that. Now, some would think that the guy is using moss, a wet moss, solidifying the ice that's on the sled, or you would think that the guy is sawing wood by listening to it. Do you think it kind of sounded that way? Yeah. Okay. So actually, this one we call it the saw, as I just explained, a man working on his sled. Now, next one. For the next song we're gonna be doing, now the majority of the songs, we do the same sound. You have the leader and the follower. The leader starts off by making a specific sound. The follower then repeats the same sound. Example. Example. So for the next song we're gonna be doing, we're not making the same sound. Now, as I started explaining, the leader starts off by making a sound, the follower makes the similar sound, the same sound. We do it one after the other. Now the leader tries to change the sound in order to try and trick the follower. Remember, this is a competition, it's a game. You're trying to increase your chances in winning. So, you slow down, you go faster, you change the sounds, all in the name of fun and trying to win. Now, for the next one, it's called the Mosquito. In the north, there's clouds of them, so there's a song for the mosquito. And this one, we do not make the same sounds. It's very hot.
So I'm going to do an impromptu poem reading because I can. The organizers are like, what? Part of the gifts of, hold on, do I even have it? Yes. So, being Indigenous and being Inuit, our voice has been not heard our authentic voice has not been heard. So, and being a nerd that I am, I listen to CBC all the time in my car. And one of the people that have inspired me over the years since I was little was Buffy Sainte-Marie, or is Buffy Sainte-Marie. And she was talking about her artwork, and she really inspired me. And this came from a conversation she had. Can I live up to the image people have of my indigeneity? Listening to Buffy Sainte-Marie this morning, I questioned myself. I then questioned why I feel any pressure. I speak not for all Indigenous. I speak not for all oppressed. Putting those expectations on me oppresses me. The weight that comes with any hope you have that I know the answers to your dreams buckles my knees. I feel my shoulders laden down like the heavy white flour given to us by Hudson's Bay Company. The grit with which I trudge through explaining my bloodline to my community and others shaves years off of my soul. Dreaming of walking down St. Catherine without people going for change in their pocket or with fear reaching their eyes. I speak not for all Indigenous. I speak from my heart and my spirit, for the generation growing up running after chargers and battery life instead of each other in the streets until the lights go on. For the elders who are left in 6x6 rooms with no little ones around them, like before when they showered them with upcoming little ones' advice on which and where was the best spot to pick the best berries. I speak for myself, one who was stolen and given to another, at an age when all I wanted was my Inanna and my Inanatsiak. I speak not for all Indigenous. I speak not to entertain. I speak not to be documented, cataloged, and exhibited. I speak not to be copied and remade in China or in India. I speak for me, Nina Segalowitz, born Anne-Marie Thrasher, Inuvialuit, Chippewayan, a woman learning to speak for herself. Back to your regular programming.
The next one we're going to be doing is called the Puppy Jim Miguel in Inuktitut. There's usually a story behind it. The stories vary from region to region, but mainly it's about, the story we hear a lot is about back then, Inuit moved from one camp to another, following the season, following the herds, the animals, and going from one place to another in order to survive. So families, one family was from going one camp to another, and there was this young child who had a puppy. As the family traveled on the dog sled, going to another location, the puppy was running alongside the sled. And after a while, he couldn't keep up. So the boy was looking for the puppy, and he was far back, and the family wasn't looking back. So they continued on. The boy thought he'd lost the puppy, but not too long after, the puppy caught up to its master. So that's one of the stories we hear a lot about. One of the traumatic events that Inuit had gone through was the dog slaughter. The dogs meant a lot to the Inuit back then. It was their way of transportation. Not only that, but for men, it was a sense of identity, because without the dogs, he could not provide for the family. And providing for the family was very important. The man had a role, the woman had a role. The man providing not only for the family, but for the entire community. The woman, the men bringing back the food, the pelts, meant for women to, they were able to make clothing for the family. A part of the animal brought to the family, every part of it was used, and still today we do. It was, everybody had a part. But when, I always say it was inevitable for Inuit to have gone through changes, but how the changes went about is very traumatic and very unfortunate, because it had impact the generation after, still today. And we're part of those that have been impacted. Despite this, we try to keep our culture alive, and it's a part of who we are, and it's a part of our self-discovery and being proud of ourselves and trying to maintain the community together. Like, everything, it always, how can I say, it's circle of life, basically. So, and performing, when Nina and I perform, we always do it without without having rehearsed. Like, we know each other so well. Every performance is always different, because we're still. Some people tell us you're very good. Yeah, but we're still on a journey of self-discovery and self-actualization. Yeah, so it is an honor to be here tonight. Thank you for having invited us and allowing us to share our culture. So, our last piece is called The Little Puppy.
D'accord, mec.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, thank you.